29 million Americans struggle with diabetes. And out of that group, 90 to 95% of those cases is actually type 2 diabetes. Research also suggests that 1 out of 3 people have something called prediabetes. And out of that group, 9 out of 10 of those people don't even know that they have that condition. My name is Marcy Vasky, and today we're going to be talking about risks that you need to be watching out for to be sure that you do not end up with type 2 diabetes. I'm a functional medicine nutritionist specializing in gut health, but as I said, today I am going to talk about diabetes and blood sugar, which is connected to our gut. I work with Oswald Digestive Clinic, and so I see a lot of individuals that do struggle with their blood sugar, along with a lot of gut issues such as constipation, diarrhea, gas, bloating. And if that sounds like someone that you know or you, I encourage you to tap on our link below to our website where you can easily make an initial appointment. Or if you kind of like to do things on your own and just want to learn more about the gut and how to keep it healthy, I'm also going to link our free guide, which is 5 ways to improve gut health. So as I mentioned, we're going to be talking about type 2 diabetes, but let's kind of dig into what is type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes makes up for nearly 90 to 95% of diabetes conditions or cases. And what it is that it's an abnormally high blood sugar level. And this occurs when our body stops using our sugars properly. Now, there's a very important hormone when it comes to regulating our blood sugars, which is called insulin. And insulin is produced by the pancreas that comes out to help balance our blood sugars. Insulin helps to move that sugar into the cell so that it's used for energy. So, for example, after you eat a meal, your blood sugar will increase, and the pancreas will put out the insulin to help put the glucose into our cells. But what happens, as I said, is that if the insulin is getting dysregulated, it cannot get that sugar into our cell properly. Most people who end up with type 2 diabetes actually begin with something called prediabetes. So I think it's important to go over and find out what are some of the signs that you should be looking for if you're worried about that possible ending up with diabetes or if you have a family history of it. So I feel like it's important to learn about the signs that we should be looking for, especially when 9 out of 10 people who don't even know that they might be pre-diabetic, leading to that type 2 diabetes. So today I want to run through 5 signs to look for in the event that you're at risk for diabetes. Now, the first one I want to run through is excessive thirst and also frequent urination. They kind of go hand in hand and can get confusing because if we're drinking a lot, sometimes we're not realizing that, we're running to the bathroom all the time, but is it a risk factor for you? What happens is if you're drinking more than a gallon a day and you still feel like you're extra thirsty and it's just not quenching your thirst, that could be due to high blood sugars in your body. And not to get confused with that frequent urination, but most people go to the bathroom around 7 times a day. But if you end up going more frequently than that and it doesn't line up to how much you're drinking, then that also could be an indication that there is some high blood sugars going on. If these two aren't tied together for you necessarily, meaning you're really trying to push your water and yes, you're going to go to the bathroom a little bit more, but if you're pushing water and you still feel like you're very thirsty and you go to the bathroom multiple times and wake up multiple times during the night to go, it is a sign for high blood sugars in the body. The number 2 sign to look for is extreme hunger. If you feel like you have been eating more throughout the day and you can't really get full, or you eat a meal and an hour later you're starving again, that is an indication that blood sugars could be dysregulated. This happens because our blood sugars aren't sending the right signaling to the brain, and our body feels like we just need to keep eating. So that is risk number 2, extreme hunger. The third sign to be on the lookout for is that pins and needle feeling. High blood sugar tends to deteriorate the nerves which are furthest from our spinal cord. So a lot of times people begin to feel these pins and needles in their feet or maybe their calves. And if you are experiencing this, we call that neuropathy. This is definitely a sign that there might be some high blood sugar going on. And it might not happen all the time, but if you specifically feel it when you wake up in the morning, some numbness or that tingling, definitely have it checked out by your physician. Number 4 on the list is wounds that don't heal very quickly or more skin infections. We know that blood sugar really takes its toll on our arteries and our veins, therefore making healing of our wounds more difficult. Without that good blood flow, the wound healing is slow and you might be getting more skin infections. So again, if you're sort of noticing this, you'll definitely want to be watching out for your blood sugar and maybe even checking into it with your physician. The 5th subtle sign to look out for is reoccurring urinary tract infections. Sugar found in the urine actually is a breeding ground for bacteria to form, which would lead to increased urinary tract infections. In fact, people who struggle with diabetes are 2 times more likely to get reoccurring UTIs. So if you've been finding yourself with any of these signs that I spoke about, wound healing is slow, more UTIs, skin infections, having some difficulty with not feeling thirst or always feeling thirsty, going to the bathroom all the time, and even feeling really hungry for no reason, it would be great to get some labs done. And also, think about how are you eating? Are you eating balanced? Because of course, diet and movement are going to be 2 key factors for helping to keep that diabetes at bay. Whether you're pre-diabetic, and if you are already diabetic, really watching your diet and pulling out some of those carbs and making sure you're getting some healthy proteins and healthy fats to keep your blood sugar steady and not having all of these highs and lows in blood sugars. Because as I just talked about, you can see that having diabetes or pre-diabetes really can cause a lot of issues. And this was only 5 signs to look for. There's plenty others that we need to be aware of. Diabetes takes a toll on the body. So if you have a family history of it, or you're overweight, or you think that you're eating kind of a bad diet and really need to clean it up, though I would strongly encourage you to do that. If you need help with that, we can certainly help you here at Oswald Digestive Clinic and get you on a better path to healing and health.